While the holiday season seems to begin earlier and earlier each year, to the joy of some and chagrin of others, I would warrant that traditionally, Thanksgiving weekend is the real kickoff to the Christmas season. This is not to neglect Thanksgiving Day, and it does deserve its due, but to me, the holidays always felt like the holidays going into Thanksgiving week. Maybe it's fitting then that one of the most popular Christmas films of all time would get a sequel that kicks off the season going into Thanksgiving. A Christmas Story, based on the semi-autobiographical stories and novels from Jean Shepherd, has become a massive cult classic and cemented itself as part of the Christmas zeitgeist. The sequel, titled A Christmas Story Christmas, has dropped on HBO Max. Seeing the return of Peter Billingsley as an adult Ralphie, Billingsley also co-wrote the story for the film, served as a producer alongside Vince Vaughn, and also takes over as the film's narrator, which makes sense as the late Jean Shepherd was the original voice of adult Ralphie narrating the first film. It's logical that now adult Billingsley would just step into the role. Directed by Clay Kaytis, who had previously directed Netflix's The Christmas Chronicles, with nearly all of the original major cast returning, A Christmas Story Christmas is a fairly well-made sequel that does its best to honor the original. Ralphie, now an aspiring writer in the same vein of Jean Shepherd, whom he's based upon, learns of his old man's passing and travels with his family back to his hometown of Holmen, Indiana, where he hopes to create the best Christmas ever for his now widowed mother and his wife and children, wanting to recreate the same magic his father always seemed to create during the holidays. A Christmas Story Christmas is a sweet and endearing film, with wholesome moments and is faithful to the original, while being authentic to its new setting of the 70s. But the approach to the movie all feels too cookie-cutter in style. It's not a carbon copy nostalgia grab that so many sequels end up being, and while there are plenty of throwbacks to the original, the film is never guilty of trying to overly recreate each memorable moment from the first film, even at times when a significant or emotional callback could have done the narrative justice. It's just all a bit too milquetoast, however, which is, I think, the film's biggest problem. From Billingsley's narration and acting to the overall narrative itself, much of the magic and wonder of the original film is lost. Yes, the original is told through the eyes of a child Ralphie, but the narration is still an adult Ralphie remembering back to his childhood. Billingsley's narration, while a decent imitation, is painfully always that, a good imitation. It lacks the emotions and raw excitement that Jean Shepherd himself delivered, and much of this carries throughout the movie. It also seems telling to me that the movie's director is responsible for The Christmas Chronicles, itself a decent Christmas film that just lacks depth and heart, the same problems A Christmas Story Christmas suffers. Kaytis' resume also includes the Angry Birds film and a few of the new Peanuts specials that have been produced for Apple TV+, which themselves feel like hollow imitations of Charles Schulz's brilliant writing. If nothing else, Kaytis can make a wholesome family entertainment, but he seems to lack the charm, emotions, and witty humor that makes a truly brilliant family film. And this stands true for A Christmas Story Christmas, which, much like Kaytis' work with Peanuts, feels like a just off-the-mark attempt at capturing Jean Shepherd's humor and writing. A Christmas Story Christmas is by no means a bad film nor a bad Christmas movie. It has some solid laughs with Ralphie now navigating adulthood, certain narrations reflecting his adult mind compared to the original's childhood mind are well, fine, and hilarious, though others fall short. And the film's climax and emotional crux lands well and offers a fantastic emotional callback to the original. Sadly, though, it is a collection of better moments spread throughout a mostly mediocre film. And without the greatness that was the original, the sequel just doesn't hold up well on its own. Even still, its values and message are in line with the first movie, and as a kickoff to Christmas, it is a pleasant watch. It won't be receiving any 24-hour marathons, but it's worth checking out if you're a fan. I give A Christmas Story Christmas 2.5 out of 4 stars.